Hello, this is Ask the Pastor. I have a fire truck going on behind me, but what I do is I answer questions from the internet. Anybody who wants to ask something can ask, and I will do my best to answer. Got a hard one this time. John Hartline asks, if at the second coming a woman is pregnant, when she gets to heaven, will she be pregnant for eternity? If not, what happens to the child? To begin with, I need to give the boilerplate disclaimer. I expect I'm going to be giving this disclaimer a lot in this series, but congratulations, John, you're the first. That is, the Bible doesn't say clearly. I can't know for sure because the Bible doesn't clearly say it's going to be exactly this way or exactly that way. It's all conjecture, but that doesn't mean we can't do a good job at conjecturing. My guess, what I think would probably happen is that a woman who is pregnant at the second coming, who then is a participant in the new kingdom, the heavenly kingdom, where Jesus sits on the throne and we all worship him in a community of truth and justice that has no end forever and ever. Amen. She would continue to be pregnant for the full term of her pregnancy, and then she would give birth, and that birth would be painless because we find out from Genesis that the pain that is involved in childbearing is a result of the curse, and the curse will be, by this point, lifted. And then, after that, the child will age and reach an age of perfection, at which the child will stop aging. So, guessing at an age of perfection, I know some people who would say that's about 60, way back 20 years ago. For me, I'd say like 26 seems good. I don't know. But they'll age up into a point where their body is mature and prior to a point where their body begins to decay. And then their perfect body, which it will have been perfect this whole time, will not decay as ours do as we age. That's how I would do it if I were in charge. That's what makes sense to me. I know that's not very definitive, but I will definitivize it a little bit by filling in a little bit of my reasoning and the why for that. The why is based on this very, very important concept in philosophy called a natural telos. The natural telos, a telos is a purpose. It's a supposed to. So for instance, the natural telos of an acorn is to become an oak tree. Acorns are supposed to be oak trees. When an acorn doesn't become an oak tree, when it becomes something else like a dead acorn or a diseased tree, then it's violated its natural telos. Something is broken. Something is not as it should be, and different from the will of God, falling short of the glory of God, sinful. That's what it is to live in a sinful, fallen, broken world. When things fall, they don't meet their natural telos. Now, I don't think there is anything sinful or fallen or broken about a woman who's pregnant. I think the natural telos for a pregnant woman is to give birth. That's what pregnant women should do. That's how God designed the system to work. But it is not within the natural telos of you and I to die. That is normal. That's what we experience. That's a universal experience here and now. But when we encounter it, we react with mourning, with grieving, with tragedy. That it's not fair. That it's not how it's supposed to be. And that's true. That there is another world that we are made to live in where death is no more. Now, in the same way that it is natural for a pregnant woman to give birth, and it is not natural, it is a tragedy when, for instance, a miscarriage happens, it is also natural for a child to grow up and not too fast. That's the way it should be. That's not a result of the fall. That's not a result of sin. That's right. That is as we hope it will be, and therefore I conclude that is how it shall be in the kingdom. What do you think of the answer? If you liked this answer, I would love to challenge you to share it. Answers are free, but if you get a good one, I'd love for you to put it on your page and say, hey, I asked a pastor a question. He gave me a good answer. Let me show you what he thought about it. If you don't like my answer, what I would love to do is hear why not. So if you can pull out your phone and just kind of record yourself in a self-facing camera and say, this is what I really meant. You didn't really get to what I was going for, or you missed this part. We can talk more about it and build community. That's really what this space is for. And if you are unrelated to this question and don't have a feeling about it, but have a different question you want to ask, I would love for you to ask it. Make sure to tag me, put it in the YouTube doobly-doo where I see it, or send an email to pastor@collegeparkpress.org. I would love to answer your questions and build more relationships with great theological queries like this one. Here are some others that I answered. You can click on them and go down a YouTube rabbit hole. See you next time.